right, everyone, welcome back to the Crypto Market Rundown. A little bit of a special edition today because we're doing 2 in a week and we've never done this before. But Bitcoin just broke $100,000 in the last 36 hours. Ethereum is breaking over $4,000. Altcoins are moving 100% in a day, and there's actually been a couple of large cap altcoins that have been able to do this. We've officially got the announcement for the crypto czar position under the Trump administration, and so much more. So how could we not make a second crypto market rundown when the markets are acting the way that they are right now? Sativa, are you feeling the same way? You know, this is actually your idea. You came to me and said, man, look at what is going on. We got to do another rundown. And I immediately was like, I agree. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, appreciate you for jumping on. Obviously, as the media producer, I get excited when there's stuff going on. And it's something that we've talked about. Obviously, we can't necessarily commit to doing 3 a week or 3 episodes total a week all the time. But when there's stuff going on, I think it's, it's fun to do, number one. But it keeps us current. And I see a ton of new people coming in on YouTube, a ton of people coming in through the podcast networks. Our Spotify numbers are rocketing. I just got our Spotify Wrapped for the podcast, and it was showing, like 80% growth over there. So ton of new people. We want to keep them up to date. And to that point, if you haven't listened to the Crypto Rundown that we literally recorded just 48 hours ago, there's a ton of information in that you'll want to listen to. So if you haven't listened to the one on Wednesday, please go back and listen to it after this, because there is going to be a ton of information that's happened this week alone that isn't going to be in this episode. So both the episodes are what you need to listen to, so you're fully caught up with this week's crypto stuff. But how can you not circle back and make an episode after the absolute milestone of Bitcoin, $100,000, literally $100,000 US for one Bitcoin this week, Brendan. And I know we were all fired up about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, we were really fired up in the group chats. I know you were blasting Twitter with all sorts of funny videos. My favorite one is from the Super Bowl, and it's the "Can you take me higher?" Who is that? Is that Creed? Is that
yeah, that was Creed. Thanksgiving. I don't know how many years ago it was, maybe 15, 20 years ago, a Thanksgiving game at Cowboy Stadium.
Yeah, probably one of my all-time favorite videos that we put out, but it's, it's necessary. Bitcoin went all the way up to $104,000, and I'm going to go ahead and throw up the charts. So a quick reminder, if you're tuning in from Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Audible or anywhere else, and you want to see all of the visuals and charts and news articles and videos that we reference, then you need to go over to our YouTube channel. It's the Crypto 101 podcast on YouTube. We got a lot of great other content that goes up there. In addition to these rundowns, we have all sorts of interviews and tutorials that you're going to want to watch as well. So let's go ahead and click this up and put it on the screen here for everyone, because what we got was a break. And this is one of the things that we talked about in our Wednesday rundown, saying, hey, Bitcoin can do a breakout here above this week outside of the kind of pennant that we had to above $100,000. And, sure enough, just yesterday we got that break and we went all the way up to $104,000, which was a level that a lot of people had been waiting for a really long time. Now, following this, we saw some serious volatility kick in and on Bitcoin, and this is what we like to call a Darth Maul candle, where we have the kind of center candle body, and then we have the wick extending to the upside, the wick extending to the downside, and there was a ton of volatility. So we broke out, we went up to 104K, retraced all the way back down to around 91, 92K. Now we're all the way back up to 99K. And it's been liquidating everyone. I think I saw that over $100 million were liquidated in both directions. Long, shorts, everyone got whacked on a move like this one. However, the bulls are still prevailing. So there's 2 takeaways that I have here before we move on to Ethereum. Number 1, we rejected 100K. We were not able to close above it. Number 2, Bitcoin also prevented the fall and saw a lot, and I mean a lot of support around 90K. This move was so brief, and if we switch it down to even something like a 30-minute time scale, we can see that this entire move kind of down here was about 30 minutes long. And then within a few hours, Bitcoin was already back up to $99,000. So very short-lived fall. Buyers and bulls across the board were very comfortable buying Bitcoin below 90K and around that 90K support area. And not a single candle body closed below the 20-day moving average. So the buyers came in here. They said, yeah, maybe we didn't get the close above 100K yet, but it still looks like that's on the table for Bitcoin. And it looks like the bulls are much more stronger than the bears. Yeah, they had a little bit of a sell-off. They're trying to defend that 100K resistance, but it looks like they're fighting a losing battle as Bitcoin continues to get bought up. And pressure is still squeezing to the upside as support is climbing and resistance is ultimately just staying the same. So things are looking good for the bulls of Bitcoin, and things are looking even better for the bulls of Ethereum because Ethereum is breaking out above its its local high here. And now what we're getting is Ethereum is recontesting its cycle highs of around 4 to 4.1K, which marks the highest level that we've seen Ethereum today since March of 2024. And, Ethereum's had this really strong rally since the start of November. As we've seen Bitcoin dominance and some of this stuff pull back, Ethereum has been able to rally 71% to the upside, and it looks like it's clearing some of the final stages of its resistance with the next real big levels above maybe 4,100. The next big level above that is going to be the all-time high, close to 4,800. And that's one of the big levels that I'm keeping my eye on here, TiVo, is saying, hey, can Ethereum see new all-time highs? Can we get back up to those previous all-time highs? And I think it's something that is very, very possible because one of the big news pieces to kind of hit the forefront this week or over the last week has been the fact that Ethereum ETFs have been doing really good. And we talked about that on Wednesday as well. The Ethereum ETFs are breaking inflow records. We're seeing days where the Ethereum ETFs are having more net inflows than the Bitcoin ETFs. And ultimately, price is really starting to catch up and appreciate here. And when we start to look at things like the ETH BTC ratio, which is putting in a nice little bottom and moving back up here, and also when we kind of pair this with the sharp fall that we've seen in Bitcoin dominance, ETH is starting to look actually pretty good. So I'm net optimistic. Again, we're going to have our ups and downs. We've seen this a lot where we go up and pull back and up and pull back. And we just do this on constant repeat. So I don't think we're just going to jet pack up to a new all-time high of 5K. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ethereum kind of gradually work its way to higher prices. And I'm increasingly more bullish on Ethereum here. So, all good things around, TiVo. I know we got some altcoins that we want to dive into, but this has been a fun ride to catch.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, always a good reassurance of the lesson of be careful with your leverage of that Darth Maul candle that you talked about. So I actually have the total crypto market liquidations in a 24-hour period yesterday. It was $1 billion.
Oh my goodness!
In the crypto markets liquidated, and probably the majority of it was within that period. I remember I was getting the alerts on my phone. I was like, damn. And I saw it go all the way down to 92 for, like you said, it was 10 minutes, 12 minutes tops, and then kind of went back up to 95, 96. So always a good, again, reassuring that, if you don't know what you're doing with leverage and the markets are frothy, you got to be careful. And again, never personal financial advice from us, but it did, it felt that euphoric feeling of 100. It felt like such a milestone just for the culture and the community of it. The timeline was buzzing. And then just, a quick remembrance of, hey, the markets don't care about your culture. They care about numbers, dollars, and cents. So you don't want to get caught on the wrong side of that Darth Maul candle if you're over leveraged.
Yeah, I said 100 million. A billion is 10 times that, and that's a lot of liquidations.
Yeah,
I was actually in a couple leveraged positions there, TiVo, but luckily all of mine were in futures contracts. And this happened between the hours of 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. And for people who aren't as savvy with the futures market, it's closed from 5 to 6 p.m. So that entire move happened at a time where the futures markets were closed.